This is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We are here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. How are you?
I almost had a heart attack yesterday.
No, well, you didn't, but you almost had a little bit of I don't know what to call it. A high? Like you went too high?
It was
you went ever so high?
I flew today. No, I drank way too much espresso too fast, and
it's a fun feeling.
It was like liquid cocaine.
Yeah,
Ugh.
It's a fun feeling. Did you get like tingly?
No, but I got super paranoid.
Oh yeah,
and super jittery.
Hi, Mama. My friend come to see us,
and then all of a sudden, I just felt like I couldn't focus.
Yeah, and
I got super irritable.
Oh really? Yeah. I usually it gives me like massive panic attacks.
Because I've been on an espresso kick lately, and normally I sip it, and normally I go for less quantity,
as one is supposed to.
But the last two rounds that I got were not very hot. You tend to sip a hot beverage as opposed to gulping it. So because the temperature wasn't all that high. Just like,
but as I pointed out, just because they come in shots does not mean one should shoot it.
But I can think of something we should shoot.
I can think of a lot of things we should shoot. What do you got?
The rules.
The rules? You want to shoot the rules? Shoot the rules like we shoot craps?
Like the breeze. Like the shit.
Shoot the shit. Yes, 3 rules here in the bubble for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and do not be a dick. What do you want to talk about?
Ha-cha-cha-cha.
Ha-cha-cha.
What do I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about? I had an idea this morning. Yeah. I was like, I got it. But then I fucking
lost it. Is it gone?
It's gone.
It's gone?
It's gone.
That's why you got to write that shit down.
I'm going to make this pencil disappear.
Well, now what?
We're here?
We're here.
We're queer?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
She's on the other side of this wall right now. No, she's playing with those toys that she got today.
Oh, at least she plays with something.
Yeah, when nobody's looking, she plays with stuff.
So the last 2 weeks have been very, I don't know if macabre is the right word, but probably not. They've been down in the dumps.
Yeah.
The dumps of podcasting.
Well, we tend to
history.
Do that. I mean, we try and stay up, and then we always end up just.
Well, that's why I have coffee.
Is that the season? Is that the reason for the season? Because everybody's like that now. Like the joy is gone.
No, as I've said, I'm still in mourning.
Okay.
Like
and I'm an empath, so I just soak it up.
Like aside from my regular, frustrations and things of that sort, piled onto that is my dad and all this other stuff that's going on, and it's just like I'm trying to be upbeat about this time of year because I love it. I really do. Mm-hmm. I actually spent a lot of last night right before bed just re-listening to bits from the podcast.
Oh, that's sweet.
Just scrolling and just going through my Instagram feed and all the teasers.
Yeah.
Not the teasers, but the thumbnails.
Yeah, the thumbnails. Little clips.
And going through, because it was only within this year that we started doing the video.
It was. That's been a season 2 exclusive.
What are we going to do for season 3?
We're just going to do it naked. I can't think of where else to take this.
Well, they're going to have to pay extra for that.
That's true.
People keep asking me, like, are you guys still doing that? Or like they make like little crass jokes about that. And I'm just like, no, we don't do that anymore.
Well, I do.
To me.
You're welcome to join.
I'm busy.
But so I'm busy too. But,
apparently.
I mean, if your money's green, I'll take it.
I don't think anybody wants to see me reading books in the bath naked.
No, but they'd probably love to see your reaction to me doing it.
What kind of cuck fantasy is that?
That's not a cuck thing.
Jeez.
I feel like we went somewhere with this. But I don't think I had any ideas.
The recurring theme has been it's the season. The last 3 weeks have been it's Christmas time.
I'm ready for it not to be the season, honestly. I feel like it's peaking. And it is because Christmas is this week. Christmas is mere days away.
So now I remember where I wanted to go.
Oh, okay. Well, you're
because
welcome.
not the time of recording, but at the time this airs,
it's Festivus.
Happy Festivus.
It's Festivus.
And
yes.
We don't have to air our grievances because we've been doing that for 2 years.
All the fucking time.
The poll is in the crawl space, I think, still, unless I got rid of it.
I think no, you got rid of it because it was sitting out by the dumpster for
That's
a
right.
while.
Is it still there?
No, I'm sure someone
The
finally
feats
took
of
it.
strength will commence as soon as we finish recording.
Yep.
Wink, wink.
And again, you
this
can
is
pay
your
extra
heritage.
for that. You pay
it's
extra for that.
part of who you are.
Yeah.
Oh, Festivus. You know, there's a guy a couple of streets down who actually puts a Festivus pole up, and I've showed it to you.
I've seen it many times.
And it's the word Festivus is lit up.
Yeah. My I went for a massage on Saturday morning.
Shit.
What just happened?
No, my tissue is not in my back pocket.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, here.
I went for a massage, as I was saying, on Saturday morning, and on my way out, since I'm not going to see her for a few weeks, my massage therapist was wishing me Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all of the above, Festivus for the rest of us, and all of these things. And it did get me thinking about, and you and I have talked about this, that there are numerous holidays that people celebrate around the same time that probably don't necessarily mean the same thing.
Right.
And we talked about, that we sort of grew up under the impression that because they all happened around the same time, they basically meant the same things in like different religions or different cultures and everything like that. And today is my day. Today is one of my favorite days of the year, which no one really ever thinks to wish someone.
Before we get to that, I honestly, tell me if you don't agree with this, but I think that because so much of the last 30 to maybe 60 years, somewhere in the middle of that, maybe the whole thing, have society has just been beaten with the ideals of Christmas above all other traditions and all other holidays, that frankly everyone is just kind of sick of it. I'm not, because I celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
We celebrate Christmas. That doesn't mean that I think any less of Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Yule or, the winter solstice. It's just that that's what it's not. Take the commercialism aspect out of it. All that talk that they did in Charlie Brown and whatnot. It's like, okay, yes, you're going to see ads everywhere. You're going to see department stores, with deals trying to make sales and trying to get people to buy into this, that, and the other thing. I've got Jewish members of my family, but it's like, when the extended family gathered, there was never any sole focus on any one holiday. The tradition was the gathering of the family. And then we all got together, exchanged gifts, exchanged candies, ate food, and was just glad that, those of us that were still alive were still alive.
And I think that is lovely. I do. I think that is, what a lot of people do, but it's always under the guise of Christmas, or holidays. If you are an exclusively Jewish family, then, you gather for Hanukkah and things like that. But, I've told you and other people know that, Hanukkah is not a high holy day. It's not one of the major holidays on the Jewish calendar.
See, I think that's a shame. I think it should be.
But it's not. But that's just it, is that it's not, but because it happens around Christmas, everyone who celebrates Christmas and recognizes the commercialism of Christmas sort of, thinks that, well, Hanukkah is the Jewish Christmas. And it's like, it's not.
Just me personally, I feel like all well-known holidays of any religion or any sect of any, marginalized group should be treated as high days. I feel like they all should be under the umbrella of, okay, this is a day that we recognize for this reason, and it should be a reason of at least acknowledgement, if not celebration.
I think you lost me a little bit there.
I feel like any day that's worth mentioning, any day that you traditionally see on the calendar, like you go to get your chicken calendar, your new calendar, and we'll talk about that later. And you see it on there because we've seen, when you open up a calendar, you see Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you see Boxing Day, you see Arbor Day, you see Easter, you
don't see Arbor Day on that calendar.
I do.
Where? Whose calendar has Arbor Day marked on it?
What month is Arbor Day? Arbor Day, that's April?
I think it's April, okay. Yeah.
Groundhog Day, Lincoln's birthday, Washington's birthday, Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah.
I don't even think the Lincoln and Washington's birthday is on the calendar
now we have
anymore.
Juneteenth. Now we have all these other days that just keep getting added in. There's always going to be some sort of day of recognition, you know?
Every day is a day to something.
Okay. But when it comes to, how can I put this delicately? I mean, I think the days that we are that are traditionally known to us as, you know, worth being spoken about, being spread out,
worth recognizing,
sure, should be treated as significant days by all.
By all,
sure. Like for example, I'm not Jewish, but I certainly, you know, acknowledge the fact that my Jewish family and friends have Hanukkah traditions, and, you know, cheers to them. That's my take.
But do you reach out to them on the first night of Hanukkah and wish them a happy Hanukkah?
All of them, no. But if I see them in passing and I know that it's that time of year, I'm like, hey, like my only Jewish coworker, I said to him, I'm like, happy Hanukkah. Mm-hmm. He's like, thanks. And he said to me, he goes, you know, I'm honestly really trying to keep traditions in my family alive because, you know, I guess they don't put so much emphasis on it every year. And that was important to him. And I'm like, well, you know, I hope you keep them going. I sincerely, you know, mean that.
Well, all right.
Listen, my kids are half Jewish, so.
Kinda. They're a touch Jewish.
And I've never known anybody to explain to me what Kwanzaa means, but I'm happy to listen.
Again, same.
And if there's some other celebration out there, Yule, winter solstice, I'm all ears for that too.
Well, the winter solstice is technically just a part of the Yule season. Yuletide is it's sort of encompasses, you know, the entire celebration. It's not just the winter solstice. It encompasses the entire celebration of the welcoming back of the light.
Now, all I ask is just let me have my fucking Christmas, okay?
I'm not taking Christmas away from anybody.
Not you, but like if I say Merry Christmas to somebody and you don't celebrate or you celebrate something else, don't chew my head off. It's just like if I misgender somebody, like it wasn't done with intent.
Well, if you say Merry Christmas to somebody, and even if they don't celebrate Christmas, number one, they could recognize that you obviously do. So they could just wish it back as a kindness, or if they don't celebrate it and they don't feel like acknowledging it, they could at least just say, thank you.
Like my general rule of thumb is if somebody says Merry Christmas to me, I'm saying it back. Sure. If somebody says Happy Holidays to me, I say it back. I usually wait for them to say it first, so that way I don't run the gambit of offending somebody.
I will typically say, like, you know, have a happy holiday.
Yeah. But
because if you know you have at least one, make it happy.
But I'll never forget this. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but it was within the last 10, I want to say. That was when all the news reports came out about people's, you know, massive offense to being told Merry Christmas.
Well, I feel like that coincided with the outrage over the Starbucks holiday cups.
Anyway.
But let's not graze over that. That was a big thing. Where literally, like, everyone was up in arms about it, and all of this idea that everything needed to be non-denominational now. So they started doing, like, snow scenes and stuff like that instead of red and green, and it's just like, oh, what a travesty that something might have twinkly lights covered.
But see, that was just a marketing decision, because obviously the people who run Starbucks celebrate something, they acknowledge something, and, you know, obviously got some backlash from someone or somewhere, and they were just like, okay, we have to, you know, pander to our base or whatever.
I gotta tell you, I have always been overjoyed to see that fucking red cup come back. I'm stoked on it every year. I'm like, yeah, baby. And when the white cup comes back in January, it bums me the fuck out.
And for those of us who are not regular Starbucks enthusiasts, we don't even notice.
Nobody truly cares. I find it hard to believe that there is.
So then what's with the fake outrage?
That's just it. It blew my mind. It really, truly did.
Wait, we got to take a break. I got to blow my nose.
We're back. What was I saying?
The red cup.
Oh, yeah. The idea that this was like newsworthy shook me.
I still think fake outrage is just stupid.
Well, fake outrage in general is stupid. I think a lot of outrage in general is, it's sort of unnecessary, and it's, a little bit more manufactured than I think people want to believe that it is.
I'm taking more things with much, much more salt these days.
You're going to have to. Yeah. You're going to have to. But I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas. I enjoy the season. I enjoy.
You married the wrong fella.
If I may.
You may.
There is a difference between my idea of not being a huge fan of something and outright disliking it. Can we agree on that?
Continue.
Yeah. Christmas has never been like, when people say, what are your three top favorite holidays of the year? Christmas has never been on my list.
Angela Lansbury's birthday.
It's never been on my list because to me, it's never been like we always did something for Christmas when I was growing up. There were years where we had, the whole family over. We always did Christmas Eve, Christmas presents, cookies,
Chinese
cooking,
restaurant,
all of these things and everything that we did that were very pleasurable and enjoyable.
God bless the Chinese for being open on Christmas Day.
But the fact of the matter is that if there came a time, and there have been years since I was a child, since I was a grown woman, there, have been several years where it's like, okay, well, I just don't have it in me to do a big Christmas.
I think we did a fairly big one today.
Well, but I've never been like, if we didn't, my heart would not break.
I have to take that back. Comparatively, this was not a big. I mean, no. This is big for us, but
we had people here.
Yeah,
that's it.
But
I don't. It's not that I don't celebrate Christmas, because I do. I enjoy, the togetherness and, the comfy coziness and all of the memories and everything that goes along with it.
Looking at lights.
Yeah, I absolutely love making those memories and holding those traditions.
Taking the dog to a bar.
But the fact of the matter is that, the things that I enjoy about it are more so because they reflect my idea of a Yuletide celebration. And that's just true. That's why I like the lights. I like the cozy fire idea. The songs, the music.
So then, what do you have to complain about?
I'm not complaining.
Oh, good.
Ain't nobody said I was complaining.
That was a huge spike.
Ain't nothing.
It just feels like this is going somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It's going somewhere, and it's going to that. Just because the holidays happen around the same time does not mean that they're all the same. That was part of where I was going, and it didn't go that way because we changed course a couple of times since we started.
Well, we only have an hour, so.
But listen, we have as much time as we want, to be perfectly honest, because we're our own
BS.
Because we're our own bosses.
You're not the boss of me.
But like, when I think about all of the holidays and this whole all-encompassing happy holidays, non-denominational nonsense.
Well, realistically speaking, they probably all just, bundled them towards the end of the year just to get them out of the way at the same time. I mean, that was probably some other marketing ploy. Like, I just heard... Yeah, I'm sure all the religions got together and were just like, you know what, we're going to set this all at the end of the year.
Thousands of years ago, people got together and they said, I have an idea. I know that we're not all on the same calendar, but if we could try and line all of our shit up, that would be real awesome.
You don't think that's possible?
No, I don't. Hard disagree.
Listen, I just read somewhere the other day that traditionally, before like a certain year, Santa Claus was depicted as, the jolly old elf, but in green this, green that, and it was Coca-Cola that changed him to red in like the 20s. Yeah.
Yes. That much yes.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
The fat red cloaked Santa Claus that we know and love, to my knowledge, was a construct of Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Well, Santa,
I'm not sure why.
Santa likes Coke.
I mean, you know, if you think about the different depictions of Santa around the world, like how many cultures actually see Santa Claus as the jolly old elf?
I just don't understand why anyone would want to take that presence away from anybody. To be like, well, you know, just because you've engaged in this belief and you've, you know, celebrated this for so long as it is, that's not the way it really is. That's not the way it really was. You know, let me tell you the real story of Santa Claus. Or let me tell you the real, you know, origins of Christmas. It's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop. Stop trying to piss on somebody's parade just because you don't celebrate the same way they do, or just like.
But that was my point, was that I don't celebrate the same way that other people do, but I would never have the audacity to take it away from somebody.
But this goes back to what we were talking about last week, and probably in many other podcasts before that, is that there are some people in this world that just can't, they can't let live. They just can't.
Yeah.
They have to take everything away from some people because of whatever their reasoning.
I wish we had somebody here right now. I don't even care who, but I wish we had somebody here right now who could explain it.
No, because
someone who could tell me why it's necessary to sop the joy out of somebody else's experience.
I've had conversations with those types of people.
Do they have any explanation for you?
Of course they do, but they also like to play devil's advocate, and they also like to just poke at you. They're the people who gaslight me. They're the people who just love poking for the reaction because they know that they can, and it gives them a good feeling.
That's wild. That's wild. Of all of the things to poke your holes at, it's like Christmas.
Like 2 weeks ago, I told you on this podcast that, you know, I'm putting on Christmas music at my case. I don't even have my phone loud enough for anybody other than the people to my left and right, and even they can't really hear it. You know, when I walk away, I can't even hear my phone. But somebody caught wind of what I was playing and had a snarky comment to make, and it's just like, fuck you, go away. If you don't like it, put earbuds in or do something. Let me have my holiday. I'm not out here trying to bother anybody. I'm trying to be happy and productive and festive and get along with my job.
Sure.
But somebody feels it, you know, that it's you know, necessary to suck the joy out of my life because I'm enjoying myself and they're obviously not. Or they get some sort of sick thrill out of putting other people down.
But in the spirit of the season, would you still wish these people a Merry Christmas?
In years past, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was raised to...
Have they jumped down your throat about it?
Oh, yeah. I was raised to turn the other cheek. And I said this to a coworker because, when we recorded last episode, this past Monday had not happened. This past Monday was a shit show because we had 6 people out.
Right.
6 people out. I worked 13 hours straight.
13 hours?
And took on so much. I could have gone home at 4:30. I was well within my right to go home normal time. And because I am the way I am and didn't feel like putting all of the burdens on the rest of my coworkers that did show up,
that's so kind.
I stuck around and took on way more than I needed to because some guys, I clocked out at 9 o'clock. There were some guys out there till 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Because at least 2 people called out when they weren't actually sick.
Yeah.
And one just fucking took off.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say who, but had a gripe with another coworker and was like, well, I'm not working today. And then everybody else was like, oh, they just didn't want to have to deal with the fucking volume.
It's astounding. It really is. I just find it hard to believe that, like, I don't know.
What I was getting at with that was, you know, I come back to the office to eat my lunch and I'm sitting there with somebody who had rubbed me the wrong way earlier that morning. And I was thinking I'm going to avoid him. I don't want to talk to him because he pissed me off. But while we're sitting there, I said, you remember last year when I came in on my day off and I went around, I went to the store and I bought those Danish butter cookies for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All the carriers, all the clerks, the custodians, management, at least 30 people. Mm-hmm. I spent quite a bit of money. And on my day off, I go in there and I just start handing them out because I felt like doing it. because I wanted the people around me to gain some sense of, what is associated with the season of charity and goodwill and
Goodwill
and
toward me.
kindness, and
Yeah.
and I said to this guy, I go, you remember when I did that last? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm glad somebody remembers. Like, because I didn't want anything from it. I don't want praise. I don't want money back. I don't want repayment. I don't want anything. I would like, if possible, for them to pay it forward, to take that gesture and extend that to others as they go forward.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
no
too
reason
much to
not
ask.
to. No, I don't think that's too much to ask at all.
But then I said, after days like today, where you have these selfish pricks that fucking just dump all the burdens on us because they can't be bothered to be team players, why the fuck should I bother? Now, that's not what I was taught from my family. You don't go in saying, why should I bother? Fuck these people. I'm just going to go be selfish and fuck them and everything.
Yeah.
It was, in spite of all they throw at you, you still smile, you still show kindness, you still show generosity, you still be the bigger person if need be.
Because Santa is watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that, just because that's what we were taught. That's what we were inclined to do from an early age.
And to an extent, I agree with that, because the way that I would frame it in my mind is that there's nothing you can do about people being rude or inconsiderate. There's nothing that you can do to change people's, perspective, their mood or anything like that. There's nothing you can do about that. So why, temper yourself cooler? Why not stay festive,
Listen,
and joyous and kind?
I've been stewing on it for weeks. There are still people that I just want to fucking deck right in the face.
Well,
just
that's always
fucking,
gonna be a thing.
because their attitudes and the things they say to me that are unprovoked just have gotten to me. They've gotten under my skin, and it's just like, I want this to stop. So what do I traditionally do? I fucking no, not as an adult, but I would throw hands. And
now you
have
now you have the audacity to wish them a Merry Christmas.
Now I have to eat it. I have to fucking eat it, because that's not who I am anymore. And, I still went out today and bought a whole bunch of butter cookies.
I saw that.
Who I give them to is, yet to
my
be determined.
My stocking's not full.
Your stocking stuffer is on its way from Ireland.
Oh, Ireland, is it?
I mean, it's not Irish.
No.
Do you want it to be Irish? I can go get you some Baileys. Creamy. Ooh, Baileys.
No.
You love Noel Fielding.
Yeah, but I don't do liquor. I don't do alcohol.
But, so thank you for listening to my rant.
Yes. Now, I would like to take a beat and go back a few moments.
Few bars?
Yeah, go back a few bars to what I was trying to say about today. No, we don't have to do any sort of pause for it. We know.
Well, it's there should you decide to use it.
I am thrilled to have spent this day with you and my family, because today is very special to me and is very important to me. As you know, it is Yuletide and it is the solstice. And, we do welcome the light back, and we bid goodbye to the dark half of the year. And it was ever so briefly touched on. It was ever so briefly touched on, but I've never gotten bent out of shape about that. I've never gotten bent out of shape about that.
You mean briefly touched on, like, while your family was here?
Yeah. It was mentioned in passing.
But why didn't you make more of an effort to...
Because it's not necessary to me to communally celebrate type of thing.
In doing that, and this is just my opinion, in doing that, you are taking the similar stance to me and whether or not we go to church. Like, I'm not going to force you to go to church. I'm not even going to insist that you come to church. But if I want to go to Christmas Mass, I'm going to go to Christmas Mass. Would I like you to be there? Sure. Would I like everybody to be there? Absolutely. But I can't expect that from everyone. I can't even expect that from you.
But you do know that all you have to do is ask.
Yes.
Yeah. All you have to do is ask. And if I wanted everyone to acknowledge the winter solstice with me, I would bring it up.
Maybe we should.
Why?
The same reason that maybe we should talk about, because that's just it. I mean, if we are that enthusiastic about what we celebrate and what we believe in, shouldn't we be talking about it? Shouldn't we be expressing it to others? Shouldn't we be, cluing them in on why it's important to us?
This is touching on the conversation that you and I had before we started recording tonight.
No, but can you answer the question?
I am not sure I know exactly what the question is.
If these things are so important to us as individuals, not as collectives, but as individuals, then wouldn't it behoove us to express our feelings about them to the people in our lives? If you listeners have an opinion, please comment, send us messages. I would love to hear your thoughts on it.
My opinion on the idea of, my opinion is, I am of the opinion that.
Thanks for the comment last week, Downtown Daryl.
Is that not what?
We'll get to that later.
Okay. My opinion on the matter overall is that celebrating these things solo, keeping them private and everything, does not take away at all from the celebration.
Right.
And I do not, and while, I'm not quiet about it, I'm not like doing it in secret or anything like that, but I'm not prepared to foist it on people.
Define foist.
To foist.
Yeah, define.
Elaborate. To impose it on people.
Impose, like insist that they
that they understand and that they pay attention, because to me something gets taken away when you make people listen about it.
Right, I can agree with that. As same reason I don't foist anyone to on church going. But there's a big difference between foist and to explain, to describe, to storytell. Like, for example, when you and I sit around here with your parents and our friends and whoever else, like
talking about my period.
That was your choice. No, what I mean is, like, what do? We tell stories, like, because we're adults now, and
we can do that whenever we want.
We're not as physically engaging as we used to be. It's like we sit around, we drink, we eat, we talk to each other, which bores the shit out of the boy because he's bouncing off the walls, trying to knee a hole into the floor. But that's what we do, and it's just like, why? I've been thinking to myself so much that, because there's all these people in my life that can't seem to just let me live and enjoy the things that are part of my life without making some sort of comment that they know will bother me.
Yeah.
Do I need to be seeking out like-minded people in a different setting? Like, do I need to be searching for when I wasn't satisfied with the band I was in, what did I do? I went and joined another one.
Okay.
When I got tired of playing card games against the same people, what did I do? I found a group that went and did it at a store, and I started going there.
Okay.
And I'm not
excuse me.
I'm not the church goer that I used to be, and I'm still not crazy about going to church regularly and engaging with, the congregation.
Yeah.
Because while we share that in common, it's like we're all from different walks of life. And just like in every other setting, we don't feel the same about certain things as each other.
Yeah.
Like, I can't necessarily count on other people who go to believe what I believe, feel the way that I feel. Like, for example, you don't shit on somebody's day just because you think differently than they do.
Sure.
But then I'm also not giving myself that opportunity to meet people that I may agree with out of fear of rejection.
Well, that's, yeah. I mean, that's...
Now that is a much, much bigger problem that transcends religion in today's day and age. There are so many people that I know and have seen and talked to that refrain from engaging with unfamiliar people for fear of rejection.
I disagree.
Well, there's nothing to disagree with.
No, I absolutely disagree with what you just said.
I'm telling you this is from experience.
I'm telling you that it is not a fear of rejection.
You're telling me the people I've talked to are that it's not fear of rejection that causes them to refrain from engaging.
No.
Really? Then what is it?
It's a fear of embarrassment.
Okay, that's a form of rejection.
No, I disagree.
Well,
I think it's different.
That you can agree on. But
I absolutely can agree that people insist on refraining from making connections with other human beings.
But you can't tell me that I'm wrong for lived.
I didn't say you were wrong.
Okay, you can't tell me. Yes, you did say I was wrong.
No, I said I disagree.
Okay, but you can't disagree on a lived world experience.
I can disagree with your understanding of it.
So you think I'm wrong in my assessment is what you're saying.
I understand that you believe that people are refraining from making these connections out of a fear of rejection.
Yeah.
And I disagree. I don't believe that it's a fear of rejection that's stopping them.
Well, again, I would lump embarrassment and rejection in the same category.
And I would not.
Now that's where we can disagree.
I do not.
Civil discourse.
I do not understand. I don't know that I don't know that I could actually pinpoint something that embarrasses me personally, as just an individual human person.
Well, good for you.
I do not know that if I walked down, like a church aisle with my dress tucked into my underpants.
Listen, that's a very specific.
I genuinely don't even think that something like that would embarrass me. But I don't think that other people embarrass me. And I don't think that having someone say, ew to me, like, I don't think that would embarrass me.
No, but I could think of some things that probably would embarrass you.
Like what?
Like what?
Like what? What would embarrass me?
What would embarrass you?
What do you think would embarrass me?
There have been plenty of times that I've tried to get you to go out and you didn't want to because you're like, I look like trash. Or, my hair's not done or I haven't showered or whatever. And the funny thing is that a lot of times you do go out not having, put makeup on or gotten yourself ready or anything
that's a personal preference. That's not an embarrassment. It's not like I think people are going to think less of me or anything like that. That's not it. Like, I know you, and, you check yourself in the reflection of the car window before you go into the grocery store.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so if I don't want to go out for the night without makeup on or not having showered all day, that's a personal preference. It's not because I'm going to be embarrassed to go out like that. But I've gone out looking like garbage.
Well, that's just one example. There, you will be embarrassed by certain things at certain times in certain places.
I don't know that I could tell you what, though.
You can't think of anything right now, but I'm sure there's got to be something.
Maybe in the far distant future, we'll encounter something and we'll have to revisit this.
Like, what happens if all of a sudden your guts start acting up when you're in the middle of a store? Or,
it's an unfortunate thing that happens.
Or a
from
certain
time to
something
time.
falls out and you've got to,
It happens. It happens. The body does stupid things to you sometimes.
Oh, there's your embarrassment.
How can you sit there and tell me that I am embarrassed by something that doesn't embarrass me?
I didn't say you were embarrassed by it. I proposed a plausible scenario that could qualify as an example.
No, I haven't been embarrassed about having to take a crap since I was in high school.
Well, I disagree. I absolutely disagree with that.
No.
Yes.
You think...
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. The same way you disagreed with me.
So you're disagreeing with my stance that it doesn't embarrass me.
See, now this is exactly what I was just talking about. If I have a lived world experience with certain people on their refusal to engage, you can't disagree with that, especially if I've heard it from the horse's mouth.
I'm not saying that your lived...
Don't raise your voice.
Don't
be a dick.
I'm not saying that I disagree with the fact that you have lived these experiences. I said I disagree with the idea that the reason why people are not making human connections is out of a fear of rejection.
This is going to be the thumbnail. You're going to have to tone down the main, Skid Row. You know, that's not very Solstice-like.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with the fact that you've lived these experiences, that you know these people.
Let's just put the kibosh on it, all right?
I am not embarrassed to poop. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but only at McDonald's.
Like a lady. Oh.
I swear to God, if you turn into Jennifer Coolidge when you get older.
Taking the dog, dumbass. What were we talking about?
Merry Christmas, Jennifer Coolidge.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, movie house. What were we talking about? I don't even remember at this point. We went so far off.
She probably uses December 26th to celebrate Flag Day.
You will find true love on Flag Day.
Why, it's Flag Day
today. Oh, man. If we could celebrate Flag Day now, I would be thrilled.
What is Flag Day for?
It's to celebrate the flag.
Flag of whom?
I presume the America.
It's solely for America?
I think it's for the American flag. Maybe it was the day the flag was sewn. Or
ours.
The flag was flown, perhaps?
There's a question that's probably that I don't think I've ever asked anybody ever. What was the first flag?
Well, I'm sure that's out there.
I'd love to know what that is.
Well, I mean, the first flag was the British flag.
No. The first flag in existence.
If I had to guess,
you're gonna say the Roman Empire?
If I had to guess, it was probably a marker of like some sort with like a pelt on a stick that marked like the boundary of some territory or something.
Anybody out there that happens to know this?
I could
any
be
anthropologists
making that whole
out there?
Thing up, truly,
yeah. Which she probably is,
and it's fine. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor like Dr. Pepper is a doctor.
I'm not a crook.
I'm not a crook anymore. Have you ever, and I think that I've asked you this before, have you ever gotten into an actual argument with someone over Merry Christmas?
I can't think of anything offhand, but I mean, probably not like a serious one, but kind of just like a devil's advocate kind of, just for the sake of this. Because again, I know so many people that they'd love to poke the bear. They love engaging in that because they love watching people get heated and then they just smile throughout the whole thing.
A part of me has wanted to at some point, but I'm always, anytime somebody wishes me a Merry Christmas or a happy holiday, it puts a smile on my face. So I just go, oh, same to you. Thank you. Back at you kind of a thing. But a part of me has always wanted to have the forethought to just go, and a bah humbug to you.
I just take comfort in the fact that when it comes to these smug pricks, I know that I could beat the crap out of them if I really wanted to. That I have so much more and lived so much more and done and traveled and done all these things
and that's what
I live better than they do.
Well, living well is the best revenge.
And you know what? They can fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Because that is actually
Merry
something
Christmas.
I have tried to actively participate in my mornings at the office because it's such a distraction to be there trying to do my work and hear all these people around me complaining about one thing or another or just being really annoying because we have all it's like, this is not your first fucking rodeo. Okay, this is what you signed up for.
Yeah,
this is your means of making a living.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up and get to work.
Yeah,
okay, which is what I've always done. But as soon as I'm away from the crowd, I'm out, I'm doing whatever. And it's like, I've got my music going, and I'm like, this is the holidays, and I'm delivering people's presents, and, some kid is going to open on Christmas morning, or whatever morning, or some couple is going to open this, or whatever, something that I'm loading into my truck, and it's going to make somebody very happy, and I focus on that because that's what's really important.
That's beautiful, man. That is.
Like,
that's lovely.
I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but a couple of years back, my dad had been playing Santa Claus for town functions and got sick one year, and he calls me up and he's like, you got to do it. I'm like, me? This Gene Belcher?
You're called up to the show.
Like, did I talk about this last week?
I think so.
But anyway, I bought a suit and I went and I had the big fake white beard that covered my whole, all you could see is the eyes. Yeah. And the wig and everything. And I was dying. I was fucking dying. And I had pillows stuffed under it and everything.
You say you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
They did a mass. One of the churches in my hometown did a mass at the high school, and the high school auditorium was packed, fucking packed. And I had to walk around the whole auditorium, waving at kids, saying Merry Christmas. They all wanted to take pictures because they thought I'm the Santa actor. And then I had to go up to the stage and kneel down before the baby Jesus, and I still think that's historically inaccurate, and then, fuck off. And I'll never forget there's a video I think my brother took where his girlfriend at the time is just like, that's not your dad.
I was baptized a Christian in the Armenian Orthodox Church. I was baptized. I got my first communion and my last rites all at once. We do it very efficiently. And, just in cases. And I have been an observant and or practicing Wiccan since I was 13. So this is not like, a fly-by-night kind of a thing. Like I have been involved in practice for almost 30 years. Holy shit.
30 years.
30 years. And it is very significant to me. However, I have had several beautiful moments, particularly with you at church. I know, right? Big wide eyes. But I have had some very beautiful moments with you because the smell is it unlocks something. Because my rituals smell the same.
Because they wave the incense. Yeah.
And my rituals smell the same as that, the frankincense and the Palo Santo and everything. And it's beautiful. And the music and the lights and everything. And, I don't partake in the communion. I don't say the prayers because I don't know them, and I'm not trying to atone for anything, but when I'm there and I'm with you, it feels very beautiful.
See, I could be totally wrong in my assessment of this, but my best assumption is that people, especially nowadays, associate, Catholicism and your Catholicism believing churchgoers with affluent white people. Like, again, maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but my estimation is that, that's what most people believe. It's that, like, if you go to a Catholic church, you must have money, you must be white, you must believe that you're better than everybody else,
Weird.
Now, there's plenty of affluent white people that go to Catholic church. I see them all the time. That doesn't make them mean or evil or rude or, pompous. As a matter of fact,
they could be that way, but it's not necessarily because they're Catholic.
As a matter of fact, I see plenty of poor people of all ethnicities being way more mean than the people I go to church with.
Yeah.
Again, because some people can't just live and let live.
Heaven forbid.
And, again, I've never tried to foist my beliefs on anybody. I've never tried to press anyone into converting or receiving sacraments or any shit like that. It's just, this is how we were raised. Mm-hmm. These are traditions I'd like to hold on to. If somebody wants to partake, I say, by all means, go for it. We did an episode on talking about religions before.
I think so,
about sacraments and all the rituals and everything, like the pageantry of it all. You traditionally have your holiday only churchgoers,
right.
your brothers and cousins and whoever who come home from like college on the holidays only go to like Christmas and Easter mass. Mostly my family. It's true. And because of what it's meant to me my entire life, I want to continue those traditions because of the sights and the smells and the people and the good naturedness of everyone at those, because that's the most important time to our congregation, to be kind, to be generous, to be of goodwill,
Mhm.
and to spread that around amongst all people, whether you're Catholic or not.
Well, but
what's really sad is the fact that, your critics of it don't see that. They don't understand it. They don't believe it. They don't think it's true. They don't think that that's the motive. They don't think that that's, what's really at play here. And, I mean, that's really sad to me, because I wish everybody of all walks of life could be kinder, could be more generous, could be more open-minded.
And they could be.
They
could be. That's just it. If they just.
But like my personal feelings on, say, like politics and other things going on in the world right now, that's not shaped by religion. That's shaped by my determination of right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Do you think your morality comes from your religion?
I mean, part of my morality is shaped by my religion, by what we've been taught. Yeah.
But even people without religion have a sense of morality.
Yeah.
I mean, it must come from somewhere.
But see, when I'm debating with another person about politics or anything, my impression of their interpretation or their beliefs is not... I'm not criticizing their background or their belief system. I'm criticizing what's coming out of their mouth if it's not in congruence with what I believe. So if they're telling me that I'm wrong because of how I feel about something, and this is from personal experience, there's an instance at play here. I just don't want to go into detail on it right now. But I spoke about how I felt. This person spoke about how they felt. These ideas clashed. And this person stormed out of the room screaming at me, telling me that I was wrong and that I was an asshole. Now, I don't know what his opinions were attributable to, but that's, it's not my place to guess that. It's not my place to judge. It's just like, this is the guy I was talking about last week. We used to be really good friends, and then all of a sudden he just decided to quiet quit us because of he'd rather hold on to an assumption than have an intellectual conversation.
And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people, think that, and I keep bringing it back because I'm keeping it on task right now. People think that about small stuff. Like, if you were to wish somebody a Merry Christmas, it means that you are presumptive enough to believe that everyone must celebrate it.
And now people are insulted by that.
Yeah!
Which is really stupid.
It is extremely stupid. Agree.
Because...
strongly agree.
In my mind, at what point did kindness and generosity become something to mock or something to scoff at?
It's like, that's just it. It's the idea that cynicism reigns supreme, and, you can't take... you must be at least somewhat cynical of kindness because everyone thinks there's strings.
See, I wanted to ask about that. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but it's been said that when you go to give somebody something, you're not supposed to expect anything in return.
Right.
But if your expectation is just the reciprocation of friendship, is that still expecting something, or is that okay in that realm of like... You're just trying to maintain a relationship. You're not asking for anything monetary. You're not asking for anything tangible. You just want to be involved with that person. Is that too much to ask? Is that wrong?
I don't think it's wrong, but it is nonetheless an expectation. And expectations can only be met if both parties agree.
It's been a really difficult thing, but I've had to let this one go. I've had to work at letting this go, because you know what? I don't need somebody in my life that is just going to try and hurt me.
Yeah. It's been hard. I think the last couple of weeks, I think we both have been experiencing moments where we have to remind ourselves to care less, to care a little bit less.
I don't need that person. I have the greatest friends in the world. And those are the friends that have stuck by me through thick and thin. Mm-hmm. We've had moments in the past, but we've gotten over and through them, and they're still here to this day. I went through a huge purge on Facebook years ago where I went from like however many hundreds of people. I think I have 162 friends, and probably a good half of those people I rarely ever talk to. I probably only talk to maybe a quarter of those people on regular basis. And that's all I need. Friends, close friends, family, you,
Romans,
the dog.
countrymen.
Well, I'm not Roman. Sicilian. Yeah. Especially when you taught the boy to do that at the family.
Merry Christmas.
I love that you made the lasagna today.
Well, there's not a lot of things that I can cook, but that is one of them, and I do it well.
I look forward to that lasagna.
Yeah, well, we have a few pieces left, so we can celebrate again tomorrow.
I'm going to leave that for you, though, because I know you'll eat it.
Well, don't leave all of it for me.
Well, because there's not a lot of things that I make that you eat, so...
Yeah. It's tough. But I'm glad that in conclusion, I'm glad that we had today. I'm glad that we had today. I'm glad that we did it how we did it. I'm glad that we have each other and that there is, love and kindness amongst the people that we choose to share them with. And I think that that's enough.
Well said.
Thank you. Well, this was okay. This was all right. Did you have a good time?
I think we did better this week than past couple
Yeah,
weeks.
I think come 2026 we're gonna do our best work ever in trying really hard to stay on topic.
It's time to make a new list.
It's gonna, I think we're gonna have to do that. Maybe next week to close out 2025. Maybe we'll brainstorm and we'll come to the table to discuss the 2026 list. What are you doing?
I'm fixing my beard.
Like what?
People on audio would have never known.
Like, do you need a bobby pin?
You know what we should honestly?
I have a scrunchie.
We should toy around with the idea. It's not long enough for that yet. We should toy around with the idea of doing more guests in 2020. Maybe do a whole year of just guests.
Just guests?
There's no shortage of people to interview.
I don't know about that.
It's
I don't know about that.
It's expanding our brand. It's
I don't know
out.
that I could spend an entire year talking to people who aren't you.
We've only interviewed one person so far.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful because we got food out of it. See, that's an Italian custom. You feed the people you care about.
Well, we will certainly we'll table that and we'll discuss it.
Maybe we go back. Maybe we go to Rockies and talk to those guys.
Who knows?
I made a movie about that place.
But well, kinda. But this was good. Thank you out there in podcast land for sticking it out with us. Find us on social media on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. Don't forget to find Love Hard Art, Coat of Arms Tattoo, and Tax Collectors and Harlots. You've got a show.
January 9th, Toad's Place. We still have discount passes. Hit me up.
Yes. And you can shoot us an email at dtandyandjjstar@gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters, conversation enders, and shit if you want to be a part of the show.
I'm just going to say it right here and now in the spirit of goodwill. If anybody hits me up for a discount pass, whoever gathers at the pizza place next door before the show, I will buy dinner.
Wow.
I will just buy.
You're just going to buy
however
dinner
many
for a
pizzas,
group of strangers?
Chicken parm, chicken marcel, whatever you want. It's on me. But you have to get a pass and you have to come to the show.
Okay.
Dinner's on me.
Well, keep that in mind, Connecticut.
Because we are celebrating Opus from Dead by Wednesday's birthday. It's going to be a big show, big deal, big whatever. And the pizza, it's 2 seconds away from the venue. You just walk next door. If you show up and get a pass from me, dinner's on me. Okay, you just going to sit in the pizza parlor until showtime? Yes. Until showtime. Yeah, and that's going to be just passes and some cash in the other hand. That's our green room. And do not forget that Love Hard Art will be at the Maine Tattoo Festival, the Villain Arts Maine Tattoo Festival, Thompson's Point in Portland, Maine, February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. Is the August one confirmed yet? Not yet. You don't announce that? No, we're not going to announce. We're not going to announce summer yet. We're quite a ways off from that and everything. But
We also, I'm just gonna put this out there on here. Love Hard Art does have a new policy concerning custom orders in 2026. So check out the Instagram for details on that, or you can check out the Etsy shop for more information. Thank you for another great year.
I thought you were going to say thank you for our theme song, The Geed.
Thank you for our theme song, The Geed, and for another great year. It's been a good one. I've had a good time.
Lootin' always be a good time.
Always be a good time. And that is
a full
that's
lid.
That's a full lid, I would say, from the three of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
You're pretty all right yourself. And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.